Alright guys, welcome back to the Window State. This video is going to be a little bit different than normal videos on this channel, but it's story time. So, yesterday, which was, what's today? Wednesday? Tuesday, yesterday. Okay, let's back up a little bit. I'm doing this video to show you guys how never ever stop what you like doing or change what you are doing because of the way someone else is acting or feeling about it. And obviously this comes to different terms with the type of people you're working with or talking to, right? So say it's a family member and you care about that person, so you're going to want to accommodate to them, right? But let's say this person is not a family member. Never met them, and if you have, you don't like the person, don't want anything to do with them, okay? You wouldn't change yourself to make them happy because you don't really care what they think, right? So that is where this story starts. And as you guys know, if you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in, thanks for clicking on the video. But if you've been on this channel for a little while now, you probably know that we do a Halloween display. And I've been doing update videos on this channel to show you step by step, along the way towards the huge display that we are working on setting up. So, we moved to this house last year. It's in the beginning of October, because it's the middle-ish of September right now, will be a year. So back in Washington, where we came from, we did a huge Halloween display, and we had lots and lots of people come and check it out and whatever. So when we moved here, we wanted to expand. We have more room here, so we wanted to build it, make it bigger. But also we moved to a completely different corner of the United States, completely different neighborhood. Obviously we don't know any of these people. When we got here, we know almost all of them now. But the people across the street we're really good friends with. Down at the end of the street we're really good friends with. But there is a certain neighbor that was offended by our Halloween display. And if you've watched my latest update video, there isn't much going on yet. It's still, like I said, the middle of September, so we still have quite a bit to set up. But she was offended by our gruesome Halloween decorations. And I can understand how you can think that. Halloween's not for everyone. And this video is not saying that, you have to celebrate Halloween. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, when I'm trying to come up with a good way of explaining this. So let me elaborate more on what happened. So she went on Facebook, and this neighborhood has a Facebook page where you can post different stuff, whatever little things, a bird you saw in your yard, it doesn't have to be crazy. But she went on there and wrote this big long complaint about how our Halloween decorations are affecting her and her daily life. So to give you an idea, she is not across the street from us. She's down the road that way. So she can't even see our house from her house. And again, I'm not targeting this person because they didn't do anything wrong. I'm just trying to explain how, kind of like what I said at the beginning of the video, where when someone gets offended by something you're doing, you have to judge it by who the person is and if you care what they think or not. And it sounds harsh, but it's true. And I went a long time with trying to accommodate what I was doing to make everyone happy, and you can't do that. Make the people happy that you care about. And for me, that's a small group of people, mostly just the people that live in the house that I'm living in. Um, and the people across the street, I care what they think. They're basically family at this point, really close friends. And, you know, you have to, I don't know, I feel like I'm keep saying the same thing. But anyway, let's get into exactly what happened. So this lady put on Facebook a very rude and a message that didn't make a whole lot of sense. She said that our Halloween decorations were affecting her PTSD from working in a hospital as a nurse. Now I'm just going to let that set in for a second. If you've seen our Halloween decorations in previous videos, they are gory, right? There's specifically one that is out there right now that is pretty gory. It's not something that you're going to see in a hospital. Yes, there's a lot of gore and, emergency room and stuff like that. I've never been a doctor in an emergency room, so I wouldn't know firsthand, but you can only imagine the things that doctors see. And that's great. I think being a doctor takes a special kind of person, really, to be able to deal with that kind of stress and that kind of activity every single day. But unless you're in the morgue, you're not going to see dead bodies like the one we have. So I'm not beating on PTSD because I don't want to get into that. But when you say things like that, you have nothing to stand on. There's don't make your PTSD other people's problems. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying really hard to explain this in a way that comes across neutral, right? Because I'm not trying to, I'm not naming any names, not showing anything on camera, but I'm just saying, you don't make your problems other people's problems. But yeah, she said that our Halloween decorations are completely unwanted and unneeded because this neighborhood is a family-friendly street. If you know what that means, please explain, because I don't see how that makes any sense. I can understand, if we put something out there that was, really crazy, it doesn't even have to be Halloween. Be anything. I can understand what she's saying, but it's Halloween. Halloween is a festival. It's a celebration of different things. It's a holiday that is celebrated all over the world. And every country has its own version of it, obviously, and everyone has their own take on what Halloween is. But Halloween is a worldwide situation. It's like Christmas. Christmas is bigger, obviously, but Halloween is right up there with it. There are so many people that celebrate it. It's insane, really. And Spirit Halloween, take that for instance. That is a store, a big box store that is has their website all year round, and then they have a couple stores that are open all year round. So that kind of shows you Halloween is America. I don't know how to make it sound big. Halloween is everything, and I'm not saying again that you have to celebrate it. That's perfectly fine if you don't. I'm not judging anyone that doesn't celebrate it. I'm just saying, especially when you're doing stuff on your own property, you shouldn't have to worry about what other people think of what you're doing. It shouldn't matter to you what other people think. And again, like I said earlier, that's something that I have had to learn and I'm still working on. But if I was like encroaching on the road or, you know, walking up and down the street chanting what my beliefs are, then sure, that could be grounds for what she said. But we're not doing that. We're keeping it to ourselves. It's not crazy, like it's not super loud all the time. Um, so we can do, in America, you have the right to do whatever you want on your property. Some things are going to have repercussions, obviously, but setting up Halloween decorations does not fall under that. You can do whatever you want for Halloween, as far as I know, on your property. Unless it's like causing physical harm to other people, we're not doing that, obviously. So, again, you can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you how to believe or what not to believe. I'm just explaining my experience that we had the other day. And we never had face-to-face contact with this person. It was just a Facebook post that was obviously directed at us. So I'm responding in another way. If she comes up here wanting to talk face-to-face, then we will simply explain that she has every right to say whatever she wants, but we do not have to follow what she says. Another great thing about America. But, I mean, that's about it. I just wanted to explain our situation that we had and explain it in the most neutral, light way possible so that it's not coming across rude or, you know, inconsiderate or, you know, mentally hurtful. It's just, you know, throwing my belief on how this situation is. I mean, I don't know. And this person has had other problems with the neighborhood in the past before we even got here, and no one jumps in the same pool as her. So I think everyone has realized what I'm realizing about this situation. But yeah, I mean, that was basically the video. I'm curious if you are still here watching. Leave me a comment because I'm curious to see who stayed to the end. But that's about all I have to say about that. Yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning, I'll say it again. Don't let other people's, you know, problems or beliefs or ways they do things affect the way you do things. That's how you don't get anything done in life. I mean, you have to go with the way that you think it'll work. And if it doesn't work, then, you know, you can look at different options. But don't just immediately when someone says they don't disagree with something, then you stop what you're doing. You're not going to get anywhere, obviously. So, yeah. I would say that is what I took from this video. Hopefully you took something as well. And if you guys have had any experiences like this in the past, feel free to share. I like hearing other people's experiences and what they got from different situations that they have witnessed or seen. But yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. That was a very interesting off-topic of the channel video, but I think it was good, and I think I learned something from talking about that. And hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and see you next time. Happy hunting.